Stanley Cup. It's the Philadelphia Flyers and Edmonton Oilers on Hockey Night in Canada.
Live on CBC, Hockey Night in Canada. Brought to you by Coors and Coors Light. A great call every time. Esso. Stop in and fill up with the no-trouble gasoline. And by Ford of Canada, where quality is more than a commitment. Quality is job one.
The 1987 Stanley Cup opened Sunday at Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton, and the Oilers opened the scoring. Team captain Wayne Gretzky scores his fourth of the playoffs to give Edmonton a 1-0 lead at the end of one period. But the Philadelphia Flyers fought back in the second. Brian Propp shot from the top of the circle, eludes Grand Fuhr. It was 1-1 after 2 periods of play. The Edmonton Oilers then struck early and often in period 3. Mark Messier sets up Glenn Anderson, the first of 3 Oiler goals. And the Edmonton Oilers go on to a victory despite being outshot. Grand Fuhr and Edmonton 4-2 over Philadelphia. So the Edmonton Oilers lead the series 1-0. Welcome to Game 2 at Northlands Coliseum. I'm Ron McLean. 20 centimeters of snow fell in Edmonton yesterday, so it makes sense most observers don't want to forecast what might happen tonight. The Edmonton Oilers are delighted with their defense. They haven't allowed more than 3 goals in a game since the opening round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. The Philadelphia Flyers, for their part, want to generate more offense as they try to earn a split going back to the Spectrum in Philadelphia. To examine their approach to Game 2 tonight, here's Bob Cole and Harry Neal.
It's obvious that Mike Keenan has to go back to the drawing board. Harry, he lost Game 1. He's got to determine what happened and what to do about it.
He sure does, and I think you can look for Mike to try and get his team to play much more physically, much more determined, and a lot meaner. The Flyers win when they make things happen, and they often lose when they let things happen.
Philadelphia outshot Edmonton 31-26 in that first game. Fuhr looked very confident. That has to be a problem for the Flyers.
That's another big problem for them, and Philadelphia have to storm the net with people without the puck, looking for the screen shots, looking for the tip-ins, looking for the rebounds, and try and unnerve Fuhr with traffic.
I'll tell you one thing, if Philadelphia wants to beat Edmonton, they have to come prepared to play 60 minutes. If there's a letdown at all, the roof will come crashing down again.
As always, prepared for this game tonight, Don Cherry's along, and Don will be in the coach's corner. Coming up next, it's the Philadelphia Flyers and the Edmonton Oilers. Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Championships as the tradition continues on Hockey Night in Canada and the Stanley Cup playoffs. See, that shot is from yesterday at Northlands Coliseum. The temperature is hovering near 0, and there was 20 centimeters of snow and slush. And it was something else to be in Edmonton yesterday.
That's 8 inches for the good guys, all right?
Yeah. All right, we'll give you
8 inches
at least an inch. What are your thoughts on Philadelphia and what they've got to do to come back?
Well, as Harry says, they've got to get aggressive, start playing Philly style. Hextall's got to remember he's not in Brandon now, and he's not out west. He's got to remember Gretzky's just another player. If he comes in there, he's got to get rid of him. He's too much in awe of this team, and that's the problem right now. Play the Philly style, take it right to them, and be nasty.
Do you think they played poorly in Game 1, the Philadelphia Flyers?
No, listen, you have that all the time. They had a very emotional series against Montreal, and they came here, it was almost a gimme. And if Edmonton thinks that they saw the real Philly team, they're sadly mistaken. It's going to be a little different tonight.
Philadelphia Flyers, like teams in the Stanley Cup playoffs the last 3 seasons, have run into injuries at what seems to be the wrong time of the year, and a catalyst with their club on defense is Mark Howe. He has sustained a Charlie horse in Game 1, but he'll play tonight.
Well, evidently the trainer got him back, but I don't know if he can play hurt like his old man. His old man used to go out there with a broken arm. He'd go up there, but the word about Mark, we don't know if he can play hurt. We'll see it.
Pat Croce is their therapist, and he does a marvelous job. In fact, they were telling a story. Mark said, following the game Sunday, I don't think I can play in Game 2, but the trainer thinks I can, so I will. The Edmonton Oilers, for their part, have played extremely well on defense. Does Glenn say they're now concerned himself with complacency?
Well, like I say, he's in a little trouble. They thought they played a great game, and they won the game, but they didn't play that great. And as Bob said, they got outshot, and if Fuhr don't make those saves right off the bat, those 3 in a row, they could have been down 3-0. tonight, you'll see. I guarantee you're going to see, like I said, a different Philly club.
Well, Don, here are some numbers. Of course, the Flyers are looking for a split going back to the Spectrum. Teams that have won Game 1 in series in this playoffs have won 6 series and lost 8. In the last 2 Stanley Cups, the team that won the opening game would actually go on to lose the series. So numerically, at least, the Philadelphia Flyers have a shot as they prepare for the Oilers tonight. Now, let's go to ice level and Katie Lang and O'Cannon.
She's taken the country music world by storm with her unique vocal stylings and her free-spirited approach to just about everything. Tomorrow night she'll appear at the Jubilee in concert, and she's here tonight to sing "O Canada." Feel free, ladies and gentlemen, to sing along. Join in. Let's welcome Alberta's own Miss Katie Lang.
Oh, Canada, home and native land, true patron love in our command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, a true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
And wherever you are, coast to coast in Canada, we bid you a good evening from the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton. And here's your referee tonight, Andy Van Hellemond. And on the lines, John D'Amico and Bob Hodges. I'm Bob Cole, and with me in the booth again is Harry Neal. And here are the goaltenders.
Well, we don't need too much introduction to these two fellows. They've been the star of the playoffs since they started 6 weeks ago. Hextall, I think you'll see him handle the puck a lot more and make those long breakout passes. And Grant Fuhrer, who I think is the best goalie in the National Hockey League, and he certainly is the best at making the big save at the right time.
Okay, Harry, and it'll be Marsh and Crossman in front of Hextall to start it. Sutter with Tocchet, and Lindsey Carson is back in the lineup tonight. He's number 18. Anderson, Messier, and Nielsen for Edmonton with Gregg and Lowe, the defenseman. There's Lowe to Nielsen. And Nielsen looking for some skating room. Oilers, of course, would like to hit early. And they might. Nielsen. Oh, good save by Hextall. They nearly got a goal after 20 seconds. And a good save by Hextall prevented that scoring play. Tocchet right in. And a great save by Fuhrer. Each team has had a dandy already. Philadelphia now. Tocchet on the boards. Can't find it. And here's Messier looking for room with Anderson. Anderson in with a shot. Off the glove of Hextall. Carson starts back for Philadelphia from center. That one missing the net. Flyers want to make changes as Coffey has some room. However, he hands it off to Huddy, and he dumped one into the corner away from Hextall. That's the plan for the Oilers. If they're going to dump it in, they want to move it as far away from that goaltender, Hextall, as possible. Mark Howe, we'll be watching him. Severe Charlie horse in the first game. He's skating well today. He's hit right off the bat by McClelland on that last play. Brock couldn't pick it up. Now it's down to the left side for Hunter. Little too far. Poulin lost it. Hunter again, stopped by Prop. Here's Charlie Huddy stepping across center and again dumping it in, this time right to Hextall. He drops it for Howe. The Oilers change now, no score. Nearing the 2-minute mark of the first period. Smith to McTavish, and here comes Hextall out of the net. He'll be doing that little more tonight. They should. A lead pass to Zessel moving up there, shooting! Whistled it high over the shoulder of Grant Fuhr. And back out to center. What a pace to start this game. Ruotsalainen picks a shot off the net. Philadelphia clearing it out as Dave Brown to center. Mark shot stopped by Fuhr. Into the corner, back of the net. That's Dylan Smith. He dropped it to Zessel around the net. Put it through the crease. Curry to Gretzky. Gretzky in there. A pass to the left side, and Tikkanen is knocked down, and there's a penalty coming up against the Philadelphia Flyers. First penalty of the game.
Gets a holding penalty for holding Esa Tikkanen. I think this is a good example of a guy who's got a reputation for getting a lot of penalties. He gets one quite often when a normal player who doesn't get a lot of penalties might have been let go. He knocked him down, but Tikkanen got his shot away first.
Gretzky got the draw and tried to move in on the goaltender, but Hextall was out of the net in a hurry. Huddy shoots it back there for Gretzky. He centered it. He missed Curry. Coffey does not. Curry slides it into the slot, and it's intercepted and cleared away by Philadelphia Flyers. Minute 40 left in the penalty. Oilers start away again. And it's Huddy sliding a pass to Curry. He can't find room, but Coffey comes up with it. Coffey shoots it in. Hextall out of the net quickly. Now he dumped a high one down through the middle. Nearly set up a break for Propp. Propp is in there. Propp had it knocked away by Tikkanen. Propp gets in front of the net. Curry got back there. Curry kicked it loose for Tikkanen. Gretzky is up on the far right side. Tikkanen through center. Trying to hit Coffey with the pass. Nowhere near him. In the penalty, 1 minute left. Ruotsalainen near center and feeds it back to Messier. Again, Ruotsalainen to Messier. Finding some room to go in, was upended, and the Flyers doing a good job. They shoot it down to Fuhr. 40 seconds left on the penalty. It's in there again to Messier. Here's Gretzky. Gretzky passed it back in front. Bremen couldn't clear. Ruotsalainen on the boards. 30 seconds left in the penalty. Ruotsalainen again feeding it into Messier. Back to the net as Gretzky centered it. Smith shoots. That's blocked. 20 seconds left in the penalty, and the Flyers hook it right into Grant Fuhr. 15 seconds left. No score nearing the 5-minute mark. Here's Messier. Here's Anderson. Gretzky with him. Gretzky shooting. Rebound. Centered. Oh! The backhander by Anderson just missing. Gretzky again. Penalty over. Anderson on the boards. Giving a bump. And it's cleared out to center ice. Dumped back ahead to Anderson. He knocked it down for Gretzky. And he dropped it near the Oilers' gate as they were making changes. Krushelnyski didn't see it. Teams at full strength. Krushelnyski left it there and at the line. It was cleared in by Buchberger. Flyers come out. Chalkett's pass through center. In on the wing. Eklund racing in center. Another shot. And here's another. Fuhr making big saves here. Brad Fuhr outstanding. Live on CBC. Hockey Night in Canada.
The goaltenders are stealing the show here early in Game 2, and Grant Fuhr just gave a dazzling demonstration of how you play this position. Here's a pass from Eklund out in front, a direct shot by Tocchet. He gets another one. Now Crossan comes in, and Fuhr gets up, and Crossan hits him right in the bullseye.
No score. 5:20 gone in the first period. Flyers in there again. Fuhr had to be careful. That one dribbled in on the stick side. And he saw it in time. Krushelnyski is stopped by Sutter. Philadelphia shooting it in again, and Huddy to McSorley. McTavish trailing the play, carries in. McTavish with McSorley up on the play, and right behind him. McTavish centered it. Krushelnyski's shot is blocked by Hextall. Brown dumped it ahead. Up to center ice. Cleared in on the right side. Carson was offside. Stanley playing it into him.
Mike Keenan, who was very disappointed at his team performance, turned into his Adolf Hitler routine and practice on Monday and Tuesday. And if you don't play up to your expectations, Keenan makes life miserable for you, and that's one of his coaching philosophies. And how can you argue with it? He's the most winningest coach in the last 3 years in the league.
He's done one heck of a job in Philadelphia, that is for certain. Got a tough workout all planned for them yesterday, and they know their role now. They have to take it to Edmonton a little bit harder, become more physical, get in with the forechecking. They're doing that, and Howe is moving up, but Pure, stealing a page out of Hextall's book, was out to clear it away from Howe. Here's Anderson. Anderson over the line. Messier with him. Low shot, but Smith let her go. And that stopped. Smith again kept it in. Three Flyers come back to center, drops pass into Poulin too far. There's Pure again. Dumping it high on the glass. Messier in there, goes to the ice. Centered back off the boards near the line and kept onside by McCrimmon. Anderson steals it. Messier fanned on it. In for Tocchet. Tocchet breaking in for the backhander. A weak one, and Pure tipped it away. Oilers cleared out. They want to make changes as they near the 7-minute mark of the opening period. No score. They've had some great chances to score, though. The goaltenders have been hot in the early going. They'll likely stay hot throughout the game. Here's Messier playing it off the boards as Gretzky tried to set it up. Now Lowe gets away from a check from Brown. Gretzky fell. And Philadelphia. Brown chipped it to center. Lowe has to hurry back. Zezel was in there. Gave him a wrap. Zezel again in hitting. Pass to Gretzky. Near center. Got rid of it. Crossman up through center ice, and here's Marsh. Marsh across the line. Marsh gets set. He's tied up by Tikkanen. Now Smith shot. Nice save by Pure. Zezel behind the net. Stuffed it in front. Pure didn't see it for the last second. It went high over the net. Brown centered it. And it's knocked away to Gretzky. Tikkanen goes to the right side. In behind Gretzky. Gretzky going in. Hurry! Shot stopped by Hextall, but Gretzky set him up perfectly. Coffey to Huddy now. There's center. Gretzky again. He's on the move. Gretzky coming in. Shoots! Good save by Hextall. Gretzky had the goaltender going the other way, and he made a great save. Now Mellanby in there for Philadelphia. Scott Mellanby held in on the boards. Huddy went after it. There's Sutter with it. Mellanby got in front. Tied up though. Still fighting for it. Comes loose. Mellanby to Sutter. Penalty coming up. Here's Sutter again. Penalty against Edmonton, but Mark Howe has it. The net is empty down at the other end. Now they'll call it as Hunter picks it up. And a holding penalty is called against the Edmonton Oilers. Philadelphia will have a power play.
Eventually led to a penalty to Paul Coffey for holding. This little flurry went on for about 15 seconds, and as Edmonton stayed longer in their own end without the puck, they finally committed a foul, which often happens.
And the face-off deep in the Oilers zone to the left of Grant Pure. No score nearing the 9-minute mark of the first period. Puck to the corner. Gregg lost a chance to move it. Now Pure will jump on it. And he'll hang on to it.
Well, Glenn Sather knows the importance of this game. If his Oilers can win tonight and get Philadelphia down 2, going back into the Spectrum, that puts an awful lot of pressure on the team, Philadelphia, to win that game to get back in the series. That's the good news. The bad news is that Edmonton, in their history in the National League, have only won 3 games in Philadelphia.
The feeling is throughout Edmonton that Philadelphia almost has to win this one tonight. The way the Oilers have been freewheeling it, they won't be allowed to freewheel it too often tonight. Have a feeling. Flyers are here to check a little more closely. They have a power play now. And it has just begun, really. Only 5 seconds gone in the Coffey penalty. There's the face-off. Huddy slapped at it. Howe will stop it there. Slides it past to Sutter, right to the goal mouth. And it was tipped in there, but Fiora had the angle covered. Huddy covering up now. Puck is knocked loose. Huddy got a skate on it. Comes loose again to Sutter. On a backward, Sutter is in on the boards. Sutter knocked his man flying. It's back to the line. Into the corner again. Howe winds up. Rebound. And look at Grant Fiora do his work again. Fiora is looking superb. He made 2 stops there and then reached up to grab the rebound, which bounced in front of him.
Well, Mark Howe's got a great shot and was right on the money. Fiora didn't catch his shot, and the puck bounced right out in front of him. And watch the chance he save he makes on Ron Sutter.
Ooh.
And there's that aggressive Edmonton defense. I mean, they're defensively playing much better, and the way those 2 defensemen went after Sutter when they didn't know where the puck was, but they knew it was in front of the net, is one reason why their goals against has been reduced a lot in the playoffs.
No score, 1:27 left, and the Oilers penalty. Fiora hot. The way Philadelphia is coming, he's going to have to stay hot. Because they're in there pressing again. Here's Sutter passing it to the side for Propp. Now Propp has the puck behind the net. Propp takes a look, centered it. It comes over here to Eklund. Eklund gets in a better position for his shot, but he's covered. Now Howe to Eklund. Eklund closing in. Slides one in there. And the Oilers are covering up in front of Grant Fiora. They get it out to center ice. In again for Philadelphia. Howe going for the net. And Fiora makes another save from that shot by Crossman. 54 seconds left in the Paul Coffey penalty.
Well, Brian Propp, who's quite upset with himself, as you can see, he's a real sniper, and he's one of the few Flyers, if not the only one, perhaps Mark Howe, that can beat you with a long-range shot. He scores a lot of goals from 30 feet out or more, and not many players in the league seem to be able to do that. And he had no goals at all in the first round against the Rangers.
There's one observation we could make. Absolutely nothing wrong with Mark Howe, the way he's skating out there now.
I love Mark Howe's comment when he kept repeatedly being asked, what about being injured? And he said, remember, the most dangerous bear is a wounded bear.
There's Lowe trying to get the Tocchet. Puck got away from Crossman down the ice. The goaltender Hextall goes the other way with it. 40 seconds left in the Edmonton penalty. That pass to Howe. Howe left it to Tocchet. He centered it. Howe again is on it. But Edmonton will clear it out. Gretzky got his stick on it.
One thing Fiora does to you when he plays this well, he discourages you from taking a shot where you'd normally shoot it from, and you want to make a pass to get a better shot. I think we saw an example of that with Tocchet.
20 seconds left in the penalty now. And the Oilers get it out. A pass to Gretzky, one man back. Gretzky in, fakes the shot, waiting for help. Here it comes with Lowe just missing the pass. Crossman to the left side. Pass back to McCrimmon. Gretzky was there to tie him up and give it a Lowe. The penalty is over. Poulin stops it near center and flipped the high one in, and Fiora knocked it down. Lowe against Tocchet. Hunter takes Lowe's pass. Ripped it to the blue line. And then near center is Gretzky coming in from Charlie Huddy. Made a good move with his skate there, faking the pass, dropping it, and hooking it with a skate. But he was tied up. This is Mellanby turning on his own blue line. Mellanby is grabbed and can't move on it. Carson there was stopped by Huddy. No score nearing the 12-minute mark of the first period. And it goes right to Fiora. A little too far for Murray Craven. He hasn't played since the Rangers series. He's number 32 there for Philadelphia. Curry, 17 for Edmonton. Swinging away at the line. Good move by Curry. He's in there with Deacon and shooting. Put the bullet off the net. And it bounces all the way back to the Edmonton blue line. Crowd buzzing on that hard drive, but it was off the goal. Now Curry with Gretzky. Gretzky takes it over the line. Takes a look, shoots! Nice save by Hextall. The goaltender puts it in behind the net for Samuelson. To Zezel. To Samuelson as they start out. Samuelson trying to get away from Kuchelinsky, and he can't do it. He's tied up. Derek Smith was bumped by McSorley on the boards. Starting out, Tikanen's pass. McSorley tied up, can't move. Zezel there for Philadelphia, and he missed it. Derek Smith winds up at the Philadelphia blue line, and then threw it back to McCrimmon. Near center, Watsalainen waits. Flip one in, the goaltender Hextall out, knocking it down for McCrimmon. They're nearing the 13-minute mark of a fast and furious first period. No score yet. McSorley circles all the way back. He has been looking good in these playoffs. McSorley moving up. Couldn't make the pass through, and the Oilers fail to stop Poulin coming in. Poulin looks around, got it back. The backhand shot by Propp. That's knocked away. March keeping it in. Dumped a shot in toward the net, and it's cleared to center ice. Less than 7 minutes to play in this first period. Anderson nearly picked one off. Here's Propp's shot. Fior stopped that, knocked it away, knocked it into the corner, but it's Messier. Tricky passes all over the place. Nielsen going in with Messier, who just missed it. Pocket swinging away. They turn quickly. One way, then the other. Now this one, a little too high along the glass, and it goes over the glass and into the crowd. Anderson tied up by Marsh, who couldn't get a pass away. Crossman now fired one down through the middle. That'll be icing. Goes in behind the net, and Lowe is back. And icing is called against Philadelphia. Live on CBC, the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Well, I certainly think, Bob, in the first 13 minutes of this period, these two teams have illustrated very clearly why they were number 1 and number 2 in the league play this season.
Some great skating. Not too much hitting going on out there now. I guess they're thinking from an offensive point of view, getting that first goal. There have been several good opportunities, especially by Philadelphia. They outshot Edmonton 12-7 in the first 14 minutes. McTavish wins the draw, tried to kick it back, but Sutter was on it in a hurry. Slides it up to Mellanby. Mellanby was bumped and could not carry on. Now it's Mark Howe. He couldn't move. Here's McTavish coming in there. McTavish waits, hangs on to it, tried to swing away from McCrimmon and did. And he couldn't get in front for a shot. Propp starts back, up to center ice. McCrimmon going in, had it poked off his stick, stopped in time to play it right over along the line, in front of the net. Here's the shot. Oh, it's a save by Fior. On that drive from close in by Mellanby. He was about 15 feet away from Fior on an angle, though. There's Mellanby tipping the puck out across the line to center. Coffey has it, swings it back inside his own blue line, and Huddy up to Gretzky. He can't move. Gretzky tipped it across the line for Tikkanen. Sutter knocked him down. Propp is on it with Tocchet coming in. Tocchet trying to get it back to Propp. And Curry got it out to Gretzky. He's in there with Coffey coming in. Here's Coffey. Ripped the shot off the net. Flyers dump it back in. Propp being pushed around by Tikkanen. Curry comes out to center. Takes the shot, a high one. Punts down in front of the net. Ruotsalainen lost it there. Curry got back to break it up near center ice. Gretzky slides it back to Smith. Less than 5 minutes to play in the first period. Still no score. And what a great pace to this first period of hockey. Game 2 of the Stanley Cup final. Gretzky has it in there. Gretzky coming in, centered it. And it's tipped away in time with Curry coming hard for the net. And Gretzky trying to hit him. Brown shoots one in. Fior stops it, dumped it away to the corner to Curry. Curry sees Gretzky on the move. Couldn't reach him with the pass, though. Here's Smith up the center. He just slides it in, and the Oilers make changes. Gretzky knocked down at the blue line and behind the play. Up the center ice for Derek Smith. Coming in the backhand, and that's gloved easily by Fior, and he puts it right back in play. Knocking it into the corner, low and off balance, and couldn't move on it. Here's Anderson. He's belted by Brown. Brown gets it loose, takes a look back. Samuelson shoots. It's tipped in front of Fior. Furious action now. With 3:20 left in the period, still no score. Into the corner, low, boots it loose. Gets the pass away to Anderson to Gretzky up the center. Gretzky cutting in. Here's Nielsen on the right. Now the bunt to the line. Gretzky is dropped in there. There's going to be a penalty on that play. Gretzky slow getting up. He's okay. Back on his feet. Hockey night in Canada. A Canadian tradition.
Gretzky, feeling the effect of a cross-check, was kind of slow getting off. Watching the middle of your screen here. There it is right there. Smith does the job on him, and Gretzky slid over to the board and was very slow getting up. And you know he must be hurt, Bob, because he likes to stay out for these power plays, no matter how long he's been out before it.
Just had a fairly strenuous shift, though. I'm sure he'll be back out there in a moment for 2:50 left in the period. Edmonton power play. Messier with the puck. Dropped the pass behind him. Craven nearly went in there by Huddy. Markow to McCrimmon. He'll shoot it down the ice. It got up near the line, and Pure has to stop it. It came off Sinisalo. Minute and a half left of the penalty. Now, the Oilers get going. Huddy to center. Played it into Messier, but it's broken up. Pass to Sinisalo. He's tied up by Coffey, who got back quickly. Sinisalo racks the puck, kills some more time. Shooting it back. There is no score in this first period, and only 2:15 left in the period. Here's Prop going in. Prop to Howe. Howe right in. Pure makes another big save, and Howe was hoping there'd be a rebound as Pure went down.
What a confrontation. Mark Howe, who may well win the Norris Trophy this year, one-on-one with the two-time Norris Trophy winner, Paul Coffey. And I would have to say that Coffey played him very well, considering he had no room to back up. And that's a very tough play for a defenseman to make, especially with a guy like Mark Howe coming down on him.
In the period, 2:08. And in the penalty, 1:06. These Flyers are always dangerous while killing a penalty. They've had one or two fairly good chances. Chances here.
Yes, they have, and they've scored 5 shorthanded goals in the playoffs. That's stealing a page right out of the Edmonton Oilers playbook.
Sutter is on there now. Crossman just behind him with Marsh, the other defenseman, and Tuckett. Or rather, Prop, the other penalty killer. Prop over on the left side now. Tuckett gone to the bench, and Sutter comes in to take the draw against Gretzky. 1:06 left in the penalty. Oilers have the man advantage. Here we go. Tikkanen. Smith behind the net. Into the corner. Watsalainen back to Big Smith. He's coming out with it. Pass to Gretzky. Gretzky shoots it in. The goaltender out of the net. Hextall takes a look. Dumped it down the ice himself. All the way down. Prop moving in there. Coming to center. Across the line along the boards, dumped it in behind the net. There's Gretzky on the other side. Watsalainen back to the goal, upended his check. Sutter going to the ice. Smith kept it in. Curry Tikkanen now. Closing in. Cheeks. Stopping it as he was sliding out was Hextall. And only 20 seconds left of the penalty. They get it down the ice again.
When Hextall comes out and clears those pucks, that's a real positive factor for Philly and discouraging for the forechecking Oilers.
Here is Gretzky coming in. He centered it. And it was intercepted and knocked down the ice. Minute left in the period. Low to the line, coming out the center, slides it to McClelland out of the box. And it's dumped up the blue line. Carson is there. Low at center, 52 seconds left in the period. Penalty is over, and it's knocked in to the right of Hextall. Flyers, McCrimmon is bodied on the boards. Out to the line and near center. This is Craven. Faked the shot. Now he goes for the net. Takes his shot, and he misses. 30 seconds left. Here's a breakaway. This is Gretzky all alone. Oh! Hextall got a piece of it, and that's about all. A little piece of it. And it dribbled wide of the net behind him. 18 seconds left in the period. This one is really moving fast. No score. Gretzky on a breakaway. But now 3 of them go to center, and the play is called. This is Hockey Night in Canada on CBC. Against Philadelphia, too many men on the ice, and Harry, you were spotting that all through that period. There were 2 or 3 times it was close, right?
Right, and I had a bowl of soup with Andy today at the hotel, and he was telling me that they've been instructed to watch for the too many men on the ice violation when teams are substituting with the tired guy coming off and putting a stick up to give the signal 25 feet away from the bench and the fresh guy going on at the other end of the bench. So it doesn't surprise me he called one. Watch Gretzky now on this breakaway. Boy, Hextall plays him well. You always wonder how a guy like Gretzky, with his ability, ever gets behind anybody. He can't cut in, and he tries to string Hextall out and stick him between his legs. But Hextall, who's been ever sharp tonight, was one up on Mr. 99.
Just got a piece of it. Gretzky made a pretty good fake, and then the shot, and Hextall got a piece of it. Puck to Messier, 3 seconds left. Anderson coming in. And the siren goes to end a very fast and furious first period. We've got a penalty called right on the siren. The shot's 15-9 for Philadelphia. And the score at the end of the first period, Philadelphia nothing and Edmonton nothing. The Northlands Coliseum for period number 2. No scoring in the first period. There were penalties. More importantly, there was one penalty at the 20-minute mark. A minute 52 left in the Philadelphia penalty for too many men on the ice. And then at the siren, McCrimmon threw 2 minutes for holding.
Here it is here. It's right at the end of the period. I don't know there was enough time left. There's the hold. I don't think Anderson would have got to the puck. And I don't know that Philly's objecting too much about the penalty, but it came 8 seconds after a too many men on the ice penalty, and now they have a minute and 52 seconds to face the Oilers, who will have a 2-man advantage. What an assignment that is. The Oilers had better be careful not to even yell, or they'll get a penalty on this power play.
Sutter is showing it up now with Andy Van Helleman as the referee gets ready to start the second period. Philadelphia, 2 players in the penalty box. And here's the big test for the Flyers. Messier cruising through center. Anderson takes the puck along the boards to the corner. Messier couldn't pick it up, and Mark Howe very smartly kills a few seconds. Then to Crossman. This is pretty good penalty killing, folks, let me tell you. Mark Howe played it ahead. Crossman was knocked down and didn't get a chance to play it. Now in there's Gretzky. He shoots. That's stopped. Rebound. Oh, what a save by Hextall. It's center to Messier. Can't shoot it. Coffey stopped. Coffey again. Passes on. Center. Score. Gretzky. Gretzky has scored, but he is mad, and watch as it goes in the net, and watch what happens after.
Hextall's already stopped one with his mat. Here's another bullet by Coffey that doesn't get through. Now here's the pass across. Curry to Gretzky in. Here's a closer look at it. And you can see Sutter gives Gretzky a little shot. Not a serious one. And Mark Howe had a chance to ice the puck, Bob, right in front of the Edmonton bench and didn't. And that cost them a lot of time and maybe that goal.
Still a minute 5 left in the McCrimmon penalty. It's 1-0. Edmonton in, but offside. Gretzky's 5th of the playoff from Curry and the Coffey at 45 seconds of the second period. A power play goal by Gretzky.
Now Gretzky's a right-hand shot. See him down here in the lower part of your screen? What a pass. If he's a right-hand shot, that's not a goal. Why does the puck always come to those goal scorers in the right position? Seems that Gordie Howe had that, Guy Lafleur had it, the Rocket had it, Phil Esposito had it. They're in the right place at the right time, as was Wayne Gretzky on that goal.
And another minute left in the second penalty to Philadelphia. So the Oilers, after a very fast, great first period, can now get some room to breathe if they can get another power play goal. And with 2 players short, Philadelphia was looking pretty good.
Absolutely. For the first minute, Edmonton really didn't have a good chance. But you have to ice them when you get a chance, especially when you're down 2, and Markow didn't do that.
Sutter is out there working his heart out. 35 seconds left in the penalty to McCrimmon of the Flyers. Charlie Huddy, he saw Anderson and gave it to him. Anderson dropped it back. Gretzky circling, looking around. Back to Huddy, and he couldn't reach it. 20 seconds left in the penalty. Huddy back. Coffey there with him, and there's Coffey receiving the pass. Again, through center. In for Anderson. That's a little too far. And Sinisalo gets it out to center. There's Crossman. Crossman moving up, but Coffey reached out and knocked it away. The penalty is now over. The Flyers are at full strength. The Oilers are leading 1-0, and they're in there again, led by Gretzky. Once more to McTavish. McTavish coming in the slot. Cheap. Nice save by Hextall on that backhander just inside the post. Here's another shot knocked away by Marsh. Gary Smith slapped it out of the zone. 1-0 Edmonton. Power play goal. They had a 2-man advantage when Gretzky scored. Tocchet steps in. Derek Smith going after it. Smith in on the boards, knocked it in front, and Fuhr alert, hooked it away with a stick. Out for McClellan to center. Gretzky is still on there. Dropped it. McTavish. He was tied up by Derek Smith. Again, McClellan got a stick on it. To the line, and 3 Flyers come out. A penalty coming up against McTavish shot Edmonton. Ekman going in there. And Oilers shoot at the center, and now the penalty call. From the Northlands Coliseum at Edmonton, this is the Stanley Cup playoffs on CBC.
Craig McTavish, number 14 for the Oilers, gets the penalty for a center ice hook or trip. Here it is. You tell me if you think Smith took a dive. He's either the strongest guy in North America if he can hook him off his feet with that one, or Smith took a bit of a dive.
Whatever, McTavish is in the penalty box. 15-13 with total shots now. We're in the second period, nearing the 4-minute mark. Edmonton clearing the puck down to Hextall. Crossman there with Markow. Ekman is number 9. And he swings back to help out and takes the pass on the fly. Coming in with Tocchet and Prop. Prop misses it. Goes behind the net. Prop tied up in there. Along the boards, Messier will rank it a bit now. He'll hang on to it with a skate. Not loose to Tocchet. Tocchet in there. Again, Lowe going back. And he wastes little time in clearing it right down to the net. Crossman coming out. Coming to the line and near center, flipped the pass to Howe. Mark Howe tried to go in, and Gretzky takes over. Gretzky on with the brakes, backing up. Pass over that Ekman nearly intercepted. Howe now gets it up to Ekman, and he shoots it in. Randy Gregg back there, whipping it around in the boards in the corner, and it got out. 1 minute left in the penalty. 1-0 Edmonton. Ekman placed it in there neatly, but Gregg was back ahead of Tocchet. Low there. Got away from Ekman. Low to center. Gretzky, 1 man to beat, going in. A pass over in front, and Hextall knocked it away. Gretzky tied up in the corner. And the net off the magnets. Hextall and McCrimmon were both in the net.
Well, McCrimmon was back-checking at quite a rate, and he tripped, and I think he tripped by himself. And Hextall, who couldn't look out for McCrimmon because he was worried where the puck was, just got kicked, or we might have had an injury there. McCrimmon went in quite quickly. Watch him, number 10. You see, he comes off Hunter. Hextall doesn't even see him coming. And luckily, the net came off, and luckily, Hextall wasn't hit more directly.
And the faceoff will come to the right of Hextall. 1-0 Edmonton here in game 2. 40 seconds left in the penalty to McTavish of Edmonton. Flyers would love to tie it. Haven't had too many chances, though, at Grand Pure. Maybe this will be one. Sinisalo coming up. Sinisalo forced to the outside. Sutter gets it back to Howe. Howe flipped one in. Now Sutter, he missed a chance to shoot it. Howe the blue line, takes the pass. Another pass over the stick of Crossman. Crossman again, all the way back to the line. Tried to center it. Coffey was there, and that will just about kill the penalty. Only 8 seconds left in the penalty as Sutter has some difficulty. Sutter now to Howe. Howe's pass to the right wing, and Curry will get back to Savage out of the penalty box. 1-0 is the score. Edmonton leading. Sutter got it ahead to Melody. Carson shot. Nearly fanned on it, really. McTavish on the other side, dumped it out. Curry comes back with it. Flipped it over a stick to Huddy. He nearly gave it away. Coffey now through the middle. Shoots it in by Marsh into the corner. Here comes Curry on Marsh. Marsh rolled it ahead. Gretzky nearly stopped one from Samuelson in front of the net. During the 6-minute mark of the second period. Oilers in. Quick shot by Tikkanen. Deflected away. Tikkanen bumped in on the boards. There's Gretzky back of the net. Gretzky coming on one side and another. He still has it. Centered it. Watsalainen at the blue line. Fired it in. Gretzky again centered it. And Mellenby cleared it away from in front of the netminder. Hextall. Gretzky has to clear the zone. He does just that. And circles back in. Around the net he goes. Samuelson hooked the pass away. Tikkanen bumped his man likely. Samuelson moving up the center. He dumped it in. Ruotsalainen is going to take over around the net, but Muir knocked it away from him. And we have something going on inside the line. It's going to be Samuelson who is going off live on CBC Hockey Night in Canada. Hunter moving up there for Edmonton. McClelland in behind him. Howe takes his man on the boards, and Zessel feeds it ahead. And it's out over the line near center. Tavish trying to get to it. McClelland lost a chance to move. Derek Smith backhands it in, and Gregg is back. Gregg around the net. Takes his time with McTavish moving out. He was stopped right away. Here's Pop coming in. Shoots. Drilled it off the short side. Missed the goal by about a foot. McClelland bounced it in front of McTavish. McClelland in. Can't center it by Marsh. Marsh coming out to Eklund at center. Eklund and Prop up on the play, and Marsh catching up. Here's Prop. He tried to hit Eklund. On a skate. Kept back of the net. With Eklund going in front. Tocchet near the blue line. Put it by Eklund. Oilers Coffey upended. Play continues with Messier going in. Messier off to the corner and lost control. Now Tocchet misses it. Anderson is in there, breezing away from a couple of checks. He centered it. Messier put the shot while falling. Out across the line near center, and Anderson knocks it back in his own zone. Nearing the 9-minute mark of the second period, 1-0. The goal at 45 seconds of this second period by Gretzky. They had a 2-man advantage when he scored. Coffey now in his own zone. Dump one on the boards. It's offside. And the play is called. A little bit of pushing and shoving in behind the play. It's just offside. I think they'll get them apart. More talking than anything else.
Mostly it started with Coffey and Lindsey Carson. He's also coming back off an injury. He hurt his shoulder in Game 4 against Montreal, and this is his first game back.
Yes, they've settled him down. No penalties have been handed out. 1-0 Edmonton. At work tonight. He is away from home, of course, diligently working away as a linesman. This is his 20th wedding anniversary. Gail is back home in Hespeler, Ontario. Bob is here hard at it. Happy anniversary, you two, Bob and Gail.
You better bring Gail a nice present being away on anniversary number 20.
8 minutes and 24 seconds gone in the second period. Long shot from center. On the glass, it'll bounce down to Huddy. Huddy can't clear it. Howe kept it in. It goes in front of the net. Curry got back. Howe again. Deflected twice. And it was high once more off the glass. Flyers. Howe shoots. Stopped by Fuhr. Melleby was in there. Right in front of the netminder. Curry comes up. Dropped the pass in front. And it's Melleby starting from his own blue line. Straight to center. Scott Melleby in. Firing one. Then stopped by Fuhr. Melleby around the net. Centered it. And it's Gretzky starting back. Gretzky coming out. There's going to be a pair of penalties in behind the play. Coffey and Melleby got into it a little bit. Shoving and pushing, and they're going off. Cole with Harry Neal in the broadcast booth at the Northlands Coliseum, Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final. 1-0 Edmonton leading. And here at 9:08 of the second period, pair of minor penalties. Melleby of Philadelphia, Coffey of Edmonton. Roughing call. 1-0, Edmonton leading. Here's March. Nearly lost it to Gretzky with nobody else back there. Now Gretzky is in with Curry. Gretzky winds up, shoots! Just wide of the net. Gregg fired one in behind the goal. And March picks it up to give it to Craven. Craven's pass away from Tikkanen to center is Poulin. Poulin moving up. Poulin along the line, back to March, and his drive deflected wide of the net. Gretzky takes over. Dumped the pass ahead. Kevin Lowe reaching forward, and Crossman comes right back. Crossman up to the Edmonton blue line. Into the corner, Gregg has it. Sinicello bumped him. And Kevin Lowe starts Curry, who gives it to Tikkanen. Tikkanen coming up over the line. Tikkanen stopping. A pass over in front, right to Crossman of Philadelphia. Up to center ice. Into Eklund. Eklund hopping in. And can't control it. Kevin Lowe took him out of the play. Just past the halfway mark now. Puck was gloved ahead, and it's called for a face-off in the Edmonton zone. 1-0 Oilers lead.
Well, Eklund, who is the star of a couple of games against Montreal, has not done very much in this series. He spends a lot of his time getting out of people's way and not stick handling the way he did in games 3 and 4, I think it was, against Montreal.
And he has been spending some time in the therapy room. He has a bad knee. He was hit on the inside of the knee in the first game. And apparently not 100%. He's number 9 there with Prop and Tocchet. McCrimmon and Howe. McTavish will try to win the face-off for Edmonton. Oilers trying to go up 2-0 in the best of 7 before the scene shifts to Philadelphia. Along the boards, they hold it there. Krushelnyski was holding it, and they get another face-off in the Edmonton zone.
John D'Amico, who's contemplating retiring. 23 years in the National Hockey League. He did 22 finals. That's the biggest compliment you could ever pay an official. I remember one night in Montreal when one of my players called him old. While the play was going on, he came right over to the bench and said, "I don't know who said that, Harry, but if I hear it again, you're going to get thrown out."
Philadelphia racing in there. Loose puck, Fuhr down. And a whistle had gone. The puck ended up in behind Fuhr, but there's going to be a penalty against Edmonton. Tonight's game is coming to you from the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton. Smith of Edmonton. And as you see, it's for holding at 10:37. And here's a chance for the Flyers.
Here's the holding call. It's a two-handed hold. They don't let you away with that. A two-handed hold and a tackle. 8 feet from the referee. No chance of him missing that one. Look at the save Fuhr makes on Howe. He backhanded it. Fuhr's completely in the net, except his head and hands.
Fuhr will cover up and hang on to it with 2 Flyers in there in a hurry. Sinicello is right in on the doorstep, as was Prop. So they'll do it all over again. Grant Fuhr, shot. 2 in a row. Likely he will remain sharp for however long this series goes.
Look at the size of the catching glove Grant Pure used with that big rib above the thumb.
Comes right to Pure. Here's Eklund, he missed it. Now Eklund again, knocked it down, moved up, shoots. Nice stop by Grant Pure. Sutter was on it in a hurry, but now it's McTavish trying to get it loose, and he got it out across the line of Messier. Messier moving up by himself on this rush. Messier driving it around the net, away from Howe, away from everybody, and hooks it back to center ice. There's Nielsen, feeds it back. Oilers killing the penalty well now. Dumped up to Nielsen. Crossman knocked it away. Eklund gave it a Crossman a second time. A minute 15 left in the Edmonton penalty. There's McTavish stealing it. Nielsen in. He's doing a few tricks. Got it back to Gregg. Crowd loving this. And Gregg dumps a high one. It's into the corner with a minute left in the penalty. Flyers cannot get it going. But now Zezel comes up with Sinisalo and is broken up at the line. Edmonton killing this penalty beautifully. Gretzky comes back with it. Zezel takes it away. Zezel near center. Drop in across the line. Sinisalo in, shoots. Look at that save by Pure. He was beaten, it appeared, with the puck going for the far corner, and he reached out.
Well, Grant Pure hasn't had a lot to do this period, but he just made two dazzling saves. That one he didn't catch, but he had to stretch out as far as he could to make the save. Here's one of them with his right toe. That was earlier in the shift. And here's the one that just happened. This was a little better, I think. Out he goes. Zezel's going to the net, but Pure covers up.
8 minutes left in the second period. 37 seconds left in the Edmonton penalty. 1-0. Oilers leading. Gretzky scored the goal at 45 seconds of this period, when Edmonton had a two-man advantage.
The way that Grant Pure's playing, you could swear he wants a bite of that Conn Smythe trophy. And he may get the whole thing, not just a bite.
Messier against Zezel. Drop it in and picked back. A shot from the blue line. Stopped. Here's Propp. He's stopped by Pure. Propp had a good chance in the backhander. Now Propp is forced back by McTavish. 25 seconds left of the Edmonton penalty. Flyers up again, but McCrimmon going in there with Zezel on the right. Sinisalo. It's centered off the boards near the line. Crossman has to shoot it in there. And it's Coffey ripping one off the boards and down the ice, and that kills the penalty. Only 5 seconds left on it now. Smith is ready to come back on. He's on. Hardy going back. 1-0 Oilers. Pass to the line. Stopped by Smith. Hardy from center ice coming up. Takes his shot and misses. Sutter is there. Sutter couldn't clear it. McCrimmon over there knocked it away, and Gretzky set it up. He can. Stopped by Hextall. That's a big save by Hextall. A dandy up the center. McCrimmon dumped it in. Keegan was home free, and Hextall got the right leg out. Now back to the net, Sutter, center to Melody, stop, rebound, score! Smith poked it home. Melody stopped by Pure, but they score on the rebound, and we're tied.
No, I don't think you can ask Grant Pure to stop every shot. Watch the gymnastics routine he goes through here before it goes in. Just one too many times he's asked to come flying across the net. Nice chance by Mellanby here, who fights off Rutsalainen. But Smith, who comes in behind Smith of Edmonton, taps it in the net, and it's 1-1.
Score by number 24, Eric Smith. Number 19, Scott Mellanby, and number 14, Ron Sutter.
Sutter and Mellanby assisted on the goal by Derek Smith. 13:20 the time. Here's Franklin shooting. That's stopped by Hextall. Now Nielsen centered it. They just missed the empty net. Another pass to the line. Low winding up. He won't shoot it now. Too much traffic in front. Marsh on the boards for Brown. Coming back out for Philadelphia. We're tied now, 1-1. Pass in to Carson, his shot. Kicked away by Pure. 6 minutes left in the period. Near center, Messier. He has to circle back to get away from Samuelson. Now to Gregg moving up. Gregg in there again. The backhander this time missing on the short side. Nielsen banned on it. Samuelson up to March. Nearly a 2-on-1. Now through the middle, and Brown intercepts the pass. He's going in by Coffey. Brown in the corner. Got it to Eklund. He centered it. And the puck dribbles wide of the net. Anderson with McTavish going. He has the puck to center. McTavish going in. Trying to strip the defense. Forced off to the left side. Hextall wrapped at it behind the net. Tocchet dumped it, but not out. Now Propp will bring it out. Tocchet on the fly to the right. And Propp going in. Propp gets set. Now he centers it. It's deflected off his stick. Howe tried to center it. And Pure fell on it very quickly. With 5 minutes and 10 seconds left in the second period, we're tied at 1. This is Stanley Cup, the playoffs on CBC.
The other end, Ron Hextall has been equal to almost every chance Edmonton makes. Watch this save with his hand. He's got a great set of hands, catching hand and the blocker. And he was right there ready for the rebound. Here's another shot of the goal. Mellanby fights off Ruotsalainen. Smith is watching the game instead of looking over his shoulder to see if there was the wrong colored shirt close to him.
Sutter won the face-off, but the Oilers moved it out across the line. McClellan didn't see the pass. Krushelnyski there with him. McClellan will have to clear the zone. Howe now coming out. Pass to McCrimmon. Just did get out of the way of the check thrown by McClellan. The puck over the boards at the Philadelphia bench. 4:49 left in the second period. And the shots now, folks, are Flyers 24 and Oilers 15. And the Flyers have tied it here in the second period after Gretzky had scored at 45 seconds of the period.
A strange game, you know. In the first period, the Flyers had all kinds of good opportunities, couldn't score. This period, they've only had 3 or 4 good chances, and they do score, and they scored right off after a big chance by Tikkanen, the beast, at the other end when Hextall made that big stop.
Marsh from center is rolled it up across the line. Honey tried to move it in. Crossman dumped it out again. That beast thing is going to stick if you guys are not careful. This program is copyright and is strictly for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, distribution, or exhibition, in whole or in part, without the express consent of the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, is strictly prohibited.
Now, Bob, you've seen a few hockey games over the years. There was a hockey player in the old times, and he was as tough as nails. They called the Beast, a defenseman for the Leafs. Who was it? He hit you with his chest.
Did he later move to Vancouver?
No, he moved to Winnipeg.
I'm not that old.
You're old enough to remember Bill Jusda.
Oh.
And had you ever been hit by him, you would have never forgotten him. And he was a beast if there ever was.
6x6 Tuesday. Wants the line into center. Coming in, left it, got it back. Watch the line and shoots one in there. Rebound to Travis. And he falls behind the net. Tripped up by Marsh. Now scrambled for it, and it's Crossman coming away. Crossman starting out. Pass goes to center. There goes Sutter in after it. Sutter got it back. Crossman banned on the shot. Oilers get it across the line to center ice. Rupp stopping behind the play. Referee is back here. The play is allowed to continue now. It's called only because of an offside. Andy Van Hellemond was in behind the play watching 2 people who thought they'd like to go at it.
Well, the play went on for about 10 seconds while Hunter and Crossman, see them in the top of your screen? Here they are dancing to one of their favorite songs. for about 12 seconds, whispering sweet nothings in each other's ear. No penalty.
Eklund at the blue line. It's kept onside. Tocchet right in there. Score! Prop was left alone in front of Grant Fuhr. And these Philadelphia Flyers have battled back, and now they're in front, 2-1.
Well, what happened there was all the Edmonton players thought the puck was coming out of the zone, and somehow the Flyers kept it in, and look where Prop was. Prop would have been caught 195 feet behind the play if Edmonton had got out of the zone. But when he gets 2 chances to score, that gifted athlete usually puts it in.
16:23, the time of the go-ahead goal for Flyers. Tocchet and McCrimmon assisting on the goal by Prop. His 10th of the playoffs. And now the Flyers out front 2-1. Puck high over the glass, flipped in by Coffey. Tempers are getting a little short now, we notice.
You know, Brian Prop's one of the 2 or 3 players in the league. Mike Fossey, Tony Tanti. You rarely, to give you 2 examples, there are others, but you rarely see the goalie catch his shots. I don't know whether I don't think they're that hard, but they just come a little quicker than you think they're going to, and the goalie is lucky to stop it, but rarely catches it.
We're only in the second period, but something to think about. 3 of his 9 playoff goals, Prop here, are game winners.
Prop,
there's one there.
Prop tipped the puck on the way in, and here the Philadelphia Black Aces that Jerry was talking about, they look like nice guys, not Black Aces to me.
There's Sutter. And he's against Gretzky with 3:20 left in the period. Philadelphia leading 2-1. Derek Smith going back there, but Tikkanen, he's pushed off the puck. Mellanby shoots it. That's off the stick. Deflects off the net. Curry turns from the corner. Pass to Coffey up the center, and Tikkanen can't hang on to it. March left for the Gretzky. In there. Gretzky tried to shut it up and hit Crossman. Sutter out to center ice. Sutter coming in. Here's Derek Smith driving it. Fuhr doing the splits to make that save. Now it's Sutter again. Winding up. He won't shoot it. Yes, he will. Put it right in on the goaltender, hoping Fuhr had moved to the other side. But Fuhr was there and caught it. 2:39 left in the period. Flyers lead 2-1.
Ron Sutter had a handful of nasty pills before this game, and he's much more feisty than he was in game number 1. This guy is still hurt. And for him to go out and play his style with his back still not completely better, I don't know whether it's a tribute to his intelligence, but it's certainly a tribute to his allegiance to the Philadelphia Flyers.
Philadelphia making changes again. For this shift, it'll be Carson with Zessel at center and Brown on the right wing. Marsh and Crossman are the defensemen. Messier comes on for Edmonton with Anderson and Nielsen. Lowe and Gregg are the defensemen for the Edmonton Oilers. 2:39 left in the period. 2-1 Flyers. Zessel anxious. Now Lowe moved in. They look lined up, but Lowe circles in. Now finally they get him back. Now the face-off, finally, and it's dumped to center ice. Marsh feeds one back in. Lowe back. This could be icing. It is icing against Philadelphia. 2:28 left in the period. Here's Ron McLean.
Coming up in our second intermission this evening, you'll meet the new director of the American Amateur Hockey Association. He is, of course, former Flames head coach Bob Johnson, as well as salute to this year's Masterton Trophy winner, Doug Jarvis of the Hartford Oilers.
Bob Johnson leaves Calgary. The Hawk flies to Colorado Springs. The National League won't be quite as good without Bob Johnson. He was one of the better coaches. Here's Hextall's glove, and you can see the cuff is much shorter, and he likes to be able to bend the thumb. so he doesn't have that big protector on the top of it, so he can grip a stick better to shoot it and pass it the way only he does.
Marsh kicks the puck loose. Nielsen doesn't see it. And it's Craven back to the net for Crossman on the other side. Crossman dumped it down the ice. Icing waved off this time. It nicked the stick at the blue line. Oilers trailing for the first time in this game. Messier winding up. Surge of power. It looked as if he wanted to go with it. Nielsen backs up again. Good forechecking now by Philadelphia. Sutter near center ice. Knocks the high pass down. Anderson got to center. Stick handled away, and he was upended. Puck cleared back out. Crossman shoots it in. Pure out of the net. A minute and a half left in the period. Out to the line near center. That's Messier ahead again to Anderson. Anderson going in. Circles at the blue line. Plays it off in the corner. Hextall had a quick look and moved down. Watched the line and missed it. Anderson shot a good 3 feet off the net. On the other side, Smith let one go. And that's blocked. McCrimmon upended. Crop starts away. Markow at center. And he's bumped hard by Buchberger. Only his second shift. Now, against McSorley. The big hitter's on there now. Tocchet made a go for Kushelnitzky. Buchberger going in. Centered it. Buchberger got back up and couldn't get a shot. Now Kushelnitzky back to the line. Smith fires it off to the corner. Back to the line to Smith. A shot broke Tocchet's stick. It's centered on the goal line. And the referee, Andy Van Hellemond, is waiting on the bench. And look at the pileup. Now the puck hit the post, and it rolled to the goal line. It looked as if it was going to go in. And Hextall reached back, and Andy Van Hellemond was scrambling to get a better view. He nearly poked his head right through the mesh.
And it is no goal, I can tell you that. Van Hellemond nearly got killed trying to make sure his call was the correct one, as there were 10, almost all of the skaters plus Hextall were in the crease. That could be a Guinness Book of Records, the most hockey players in the crease at one time.
Just watch Andy coming around a goal now. We get a chance to see it, and trying to get in position. And he went off balance a little bit. He'll come around from the top.
Watch him. He grabs the net. Here's the scramble, and it didn't go in. Buchberger missed the chance to get his first goal. Hextall's got it now, and look at this. Buchberger's got Van Hellemond pinned, so he doesn't score the goal. And we have a gigantic scramble, and it is no goal. And here is what Hextall give it to Buchberger in the back of the legs here. Right there. How do you like that? The normal tree goes down, he says. You're a tough kid.
He's a tough kid, all right.
You have to love Buchberger's enthusiasm. He was so nervous before his first NHL game. At 2:15, when the trainers got to the Edmonton dressing room, he was fully dressed in his equipment, ready to play, and the game didn't start till 6 o'clock.
He's here to play only in his second game in the National Hockey League here in the Stanley Cup Final. He made his presence felt in the first game, and it looks as if Sather gave him a green light to go out there and get something going. He nearly got a goal there.
Well, this man doesn't look like one who would give orders like that.
Oh,
but this
yes,
game is getting nasty, and Andy Van Hellemond had better pull the reins in quickly, or we could have a nasty altercation that nobody wants to see. There are only 35 seconds left in the second period, and Philadelphia have really come to life after they scored that first goal, and now are quite confident that this Edmonton team isn't beatable at all, which will go a long way to improve their chances of extending this series.
Coincident minor penalties handed out here at 19:25. Flyers lead 2-1. No scoring in the first. Gretzky got a goal at 45 seconds. Then Philadelphia, a goal by Derek Smith, and then another by Prop. 13:20 and 16:23, and the Flyers are ahead 2-1. Smith and Mellenby with words.
Smith's been in small little battles with a number of those heavy-duty forechecking Flyer forwards. I can tell you to be no fun playing defense for Edmonton the way the Philly forecheckers are body checking and finish their checks. You make the pass, but you better get out of the way or you're going to get your face full of an orange shirt.
Just 23 seconds left in the second period. And they line up for this face-off. It's just outside the Edmonton blue line. There's Gretzky again and Sutter again. Oilers control. 20 seconds left. Period number 2. Coffey picks his way around Sutter to center. Glides in there. Coffey around the net. Went off balance, fell. Coffey again got back up and Crossman knocked it away with 4 seconds left. Sutter looking at the clock, trying to get away from Huddy for a shot and couldn't do it. 2 period shots, 27-16. Philadelphia. And the score at the end of the second period, Philadelphia 2 and Edmonton 1. Harry Neal back in the broadcast booth at the Northlands Coliseum. The third period about to get underway. The 3 goals of the game all in the second period. Gretzky at 45 seconds while the Oilers had a 2-man advantage. Smith tied it at 13:20 and Propp at 16:23. Philadelphia, when leading going into the third period in the playoffs, Harry, are 9-0.
They haven't played the Oilers in a third period that Edmonton has to tie the game yet.
Third underway. And it's Anderson stealing one. He moves in. Nielsen. And that's deflected. I think Marsh got his stick on it in front of Hextall. And it went over the glass into the crowd.
A very dangerous situation as Brown was stripped of the puck just inside the Philly blue line. Anderson got it and got it over to Kent Nielsen, who scored a few goals in his day. Watch 15. Anderson keeps it in, you see, right on the line. Dekes the defenseman Crossman, throws it over, and it hits Marsh's stick as he left it away out in his right hand. It hit the shaft of the stick, or I think he had Hextall beaten for the tying goal.
Messier with Anderson and Nielsen. A real fast line for Edmonton out there now. Sutter won the draw, then Messier got a stick down to knock it in back of the net. There's Randy Gregg trying to center it. Tied up, but he got the puck out front. A shot is wide of the goal. Derek Smith. Messier tied him up. Nielsen shot. That was blocked in front of the net. Here's another pass, and Messier just flipped it off wide of the goal. It's out across the line. Nielsen had it wrapped away by Sutter, who's limping off, by the way. Sutter hurt his right foot, stopping a shot. Anderson fired one up on the glass. Now again, he hooked it high. And it comes down near center ice. Poulin backing up to McCrimmon. McCrimmon and Poulin is there. Curry nearly got a pass over it in front to Tikkanen. Edmonton has to come back. Ruotsalainen with Smith. Smith coming out slowly. Sutter could have been hurt too badly. He's back on there in a hurry. Forechecking as hard as ever. Now Howe's shot. That's off the goal. Tikkanen on the boards. Trying to dodge a check thrown by Carson. Mellanby moving up. Gretzky took it away from him. And he's out with Curry. Smith trailing. Gretzky coming in to Smith. Right in. Stopped by Hextall. My, what a beautiful pass by Gretzky. With Smith flying in on the left wing. Sutter to center. Backhands it in and Pure out of the net. Flyers make changes. Quick pass by Smith to McTavish, knocked away from him. 2 minutes gone in the third. Propp is going in with that one. Sinisalo on the other side. It's going to be Hunter tearing it out for Edmonton. Propp was there covering. Now Coffey. Coffey moving up. He had to stop at the blue line with Propp coming out. He had him lined up. Had him in his sights all the way. Coffey shoots it in, then Eklund knocks him down. March takes it. Pass through center. Sinisalo in. Left wing pass. That low shot, no problem. Secure. Swipes it off to the corner, and Huddy got it away from Eklund. Huddy coming up the center ice. Simon Honey rushing in with a high shot. Hunter after the rebound. Cinicello lifted his stick. Now McClellan is stopped from moving on it. Marks, soft pass ahead to the line and got by Eklund to center ice. Here's Kropp spinning around in the center ice area to the left side, and Crossman's shot driven away by Grant Fuhr. Messier, he was hit before he could move on it. 3 minutes gone in the third. 2-1. Philadelphia leading. Samuelson saw Anderson coming. Got rid of it quickly. Offside is called at the Edmonton blue line. From the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton, this is Stanley Cup playoffs on CBC. Close from the opening faceoff. Edmonton got the first goal early in the second period. Philadelphia back, though, to tie it, and then a goal to go ahead. 2-1 now, nearing the 4-minute mark of the third. Up to center, Messier could not control it. Anderson moving up. A pass to the other side. Messier slides it back. Here's Kevin Lowe moving in. Lowe breaking for the net. He's forced to go around. Centered it. Slopping at it was Messier, and he missed the far corner. Gregg again to Lowe. For Messier to center with Anderson and Nielsen. Messier is flying in there. Center to the Lowe. And Hextall covered on that side. That was a fast-moving play, though.
Well, that Messier line has given Philadelphia 2 tough shifts in the third period already. And Philadelphia has to be very careful of laying back, trying to defend this lead without going on the offense. You can see Messier just blows by Mark Howe, and luckily enough, Sutter got his stick on that puck coming across in front, or the score might have been tied. Keenan likes to have Brown and Smith out against Messier and Anderson, but I don't know whether those two guys are quick enough to handle 2 speedsters like Mark Messier and Glenn Anderson.
When Mark Messier is skating like he did on that last rush, I don't think there's anybody in the league can stay with him. He was flying. Puck on his stick in full control. He has a point in 13 of his 15 playoff games. Messier has. Here's Smith at the blue line, tipping it away from Mellenby. Curry comes up after it. Drives it in on the goal post. Curry again to Tikkanen, and here's Smith shooting. And that's tipped by Curry. It'll fly into the crowd. The Oilers come very close.
Well, Hextall was lucky there. He didn't see the shot by Curry, and it went off the post. Here's the shot right here. You can see it goes through some traffic. Hextall had no idea where he was going, but he heard that lovely sound, clank, and then scrambles back to stop a possible shot that never got there, and he was fortunate on that play. And now they're arguing about where the faceoff should be. Philadelphia says outside that they didn't touch it, and they're going to win this argument.
It's coming outside. Curry coming close. A shot through traffic. Hextall, the big goaltender, he just couldn't pick it up. Turned out he didn't have to. It was off the post. That's cutting it fine, though. Nearing the 5-minute mark. Third period. 2-1. Philadelphia. Oilers lead the series by virtue of their win in the first game. Smith backing up. Long pass to Gretzky. Seems to be always open. Curry coming in. Here's Tikkanen up after it. He fell to the ice. Hextall swipes it away from the crease area. Gretzky stealing it again. Now to Curry. Curry moving in. Low shot. Stopped by Hextall. And Curry was flattened after he took that shot. Gretzky given a bump inside the line. Oilers open it up now. Tikkanen to Gretzky coming up with Coffey. Gretzky fires a backhander, and it hit the side of the net. Curry to the side of the goal again. Another shot by Curry. Hextall down. Coffey shot. Hextall back up in time. Here's goaltending, I'll tell you. Up to center, Eklund coming in. Eklund has caught it at the net. Another shot. You're making 2 in a row. Eklund in behind the net. A pass. Doesn't come to him. Now he has to clear the zone. They're nearing the 6-minute mark of the third. Copley was bumped right in the crease area. McTavish got away from Ekman. Charlie Huddy to center. Tocchet tied him up and dropped his backhand. Driving a hard shot, and that's stopped by Fuhr. Tocchet really got everything on that one. McSorley to center. Slapped away from him, but here's McTavish. And here's March. Can't stop him. Drop in. Blasting one off the boards, and he got it out. 6 minutes gone, third period. 2-1 Philadelphia. Here's Krushelnyski with McSorley. McSorley on the move. McTavish in front of the net with Krushelnyski. And now Lowe kept it in. And around the net it goes. On the other side is Gregg. Sinisalo stopped by Gregg. McTavish out near the line. He's having a tough time there, but he got a pass away to Krushelnyski. He's on the board. 4 players fight for it. The puck comes loose. Krushelnyski is bodied out of the play by March. Nearing the 7-minute mark of the third. Philadelphia with a 1-goal lead. And here's a pass to Craven that just misses him. Anderson dropped the pass to center. McCrimmon slides it in across the line, and here's Anderson again. He's away to center. Stopped by Cecil. Cecil turns. Shoots one from center ice. In wide of the net, icing is going to be called against the Philadelphia Flyers. Live on CBC, Hockey Night in Canada.
At the 2 of the 3 Molson 3 stars, I think. You know, John Ziegler's got to worry about the fights during the game. Now he has to worry about the fights before the game. Pretty soon he'll be worrying about the Molson's 3 stars fighting after the game.
There's Hextall and his ritual as they get ready to face off to his left. And the puck slides by the 2 defensemen out to center. Smith got back, and here's Smith again. To Anderson. Anderson skating well tonight. He's coming across center with Messier and Anderson. Call on the offside. Tonight's game is coming to you from Edmonton. With 2 in a row after Gretzky had scored for Edmonton in the second period. 31-20 the shots. Philadelphia. Smith coming from center ice. Lofts one off to the corner, and Hextall out of the net. Tearing it on the left wing boards. It does not get out. Now it does. Messier drops it back to Smith again. Smith to the line. A play to center ice. Messier moving in again. Charging in. Messier! And he cannot beat Hextall on the angle. But another great burst of speed by Mark Messier testing Hextall.
I don't know whether you've ever been out in a rowboat when a great big ocean freighter goes by you, but that's what a lot of these players look like, the rowboats, when Messier, the ocean freighter, is flying by.
Isn't he marvelous when he goes?
He is maybe the strongest player in the league doing just this. See how he shields the puck, then he cuts to the net, and he really gets in too close on Hextall to go across in front. And Hextall's been very strong at staying square to the shooters coming off the wing.
Great goaltending tonight. Hextall for Philadelphia, Fuhr for Edmonton. Edmonton now testing Hextall a little more. There's Curry keeping it in. Huddy stopped by Sutter, and he gets it out of the zone. Shots are 31-21, Philadelphia. Tikkanen wrapped it to center. Gretzky was covered by Markow. Markow now turning in front of the net. Lobbed the pass on the boards and out. Copley's long pass to Gretzky. Tipped near center. Markow up there with Derek Smith. Smith and Sutter. Shot right on, and Fuhr got a piece of it. Tikkanen. Right wing pass to Curry. Gretzky is up there with him. Curry along the line and going in and right in. And he dribbled it just wide. Now watching Gretzky. Those 2 into the ice. Here's Mellenby in for Philadelphia. Dropped it on the boards. But Huddy saw that pass develop. Wrapped it out to Tikkanen up with Gretzky. Tikkanen with Lowe and Curry. Curry tried to drop it back, and Mellenby was there to shoot it down the ice. This will be icing as Lowe comes back. The Stanley Cup playoffs return in a moment.
Gregg, the steady, dependable defenseman for the Oilers. And Bob, I'm going to make a little prediction here. You're going to see this guy in the Canadian Olympic team sweater next year.
He's got a cup. Trying to get another. Low. Tried to shoot one in. That's two, really. There's Randy Gregg again. Crossman. And Gregg moving up with it. Gregg shoots it into Messier. Messier dropped it back to Nielsen. Nielsen shoots one. That's off his skate. And it misses the net. Puck is on the mesh. And the play is called. Anderson and Crossman have their sticks up. They're nearing the halfway mark of the third period. It's still 2-1 Philadelphia.
Well, this is the fourth shift of the period for the Messier line, and on every shift, they've nearly scored. And there's, you can see Crossman giving Anderson a rough time in front of the goal. And Anderson knows what it takes to score goals. He is fearless going to the net with the puck or without it. If he needs a chance to get a goal, he's heading for pay dirt territory. But this Messier line has had the Philadelphia team back on its heels every shift of this period and has had some glorious chances. I don't know how much longer you can keep them from scoring the tire.
Philadelphia obviously trying to hang on. Now, that's not always a good move. With 10:42 left in a period, especially against a team like Edmonton. But Grant Fuhr has not been very busy in this third period. He's had 2 or 3 stops over the last 5 minutes. Edmonton pressing to tie the hockey game here. And this line remains on. Messier, Nielsen, and Anderson. Messier winning the draw. Can't center it. Flyers line up in front of Hextall. Can't get it out. Nielsen moved away. Now he was hit. Got a pass away, though, from his knees. And Zezel cleared it outside the line. Anderson and Zezel had something going. They were doing some shoving. Puck ripped away to Zezel. He got it out. Low bump. There's Anderson. Zezel watching him. Crossman cleared one to center ice. And Gregg calmly knocked it down and passed it off. Messier to Nielsen. Hit the goal post. In front again, and it's chopped high over the glass by Messier. That's twice. They've hit the post behind Hextall in this period.
Well, the scouting report on Hextall is you have a little better percentage of keeping the puck low on a tall goalie, and we've seen a lot of those kind of shots right there. Hextall's got the angle cut off perfectly. He's beaten, but the puck misses the net or kicks off the outside of the post. Look for these two things to happen on behalf of Edmonton. Ruotsalainen is coming late on the outside of a 3-on-2 or 3-on-3 rush, and the Edmonton defenseman pitching almost every time the puck comes around the boards here in the last 10 minutes of the third period.
And now Howe wants to get some offense going. He comes to center. It's in over the line. Eklund flipped one in wide of the net. Curry starts from the corner and dumped it high. Stopped by Ruotsalainen, and the play is called with the stick high over the shoulder. 9:39 left in the third. And Harry Neal, along with Ron McLean and Don Cherry, up the Northlands Coliseum. Game 2 of the best of 7. Stanley Cup final. Oilers winning the first game. Flyers trying to knot the series in the second game. They're leading 2-1 now. 9:39 left. After this one, they'll move to Philadelphia for the next 2.
John Cherry's going to like this line change by Sather. He's got Curry and Gretzky on the wings with Mike Krushelnyski at center. And if he isn't Cherry's definition of a horse, I don't know what is.
Krushelnyski, 26, moves in. And the draw taken by Crossman. Crossman at the blue line, rolled it up there, prop there. Hit Krushelnyski with a pass. Kept in by Philadelphia, though. Now they get it to the line. Eklund can't keep it in. They're offside. Eklund trapped inside the line, not out as Tocchet played it.
You know, one thing a player does a lot during the season at a breakage when there's nothing much going on, he'll look up at the out-of-town scoreboard to see some of the other scores. And you know you've done something right, Bob, when for every game you play in the finals, you take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard and it is dark. That tells you you're having a great year.
Well, it's been a great year, let's face it, for both these teams. Edmonton first overall, Philadelphia second overall, and here they are in the Stanley Cup final.
Well, with 9:21 to go, you're going to see Coffey out there a lot, Gretzky out, and Curry with somebody out there a lot, and Messier's line. They'll eventually get down to playing two lines. And that's one thing Sather can do, feeling very confident that they're not a tired crew, because in the first 3 rounds of the playoffs, he played 4 lines almost continually.
The face-off now outside the Edmonton blue line. Krushelnyski against Sutter. Philadelphia Sutter hopped in after it quickly. Hottie takes it behind the net, got away from Mellanby's hit. Derek Smith on the boards. It comes to Coffey. Coffey lost it there. Sutter upended. He ran into the goal himself and then couldn't stay on his feet. Gretzky coming down. He's across the line. Shoots. Nice save by Hextall. It's center to Krushelnyski. Krushelnyski from the corner with Gretzky coming out front. Gretzky to Krushelnyski. It doesn't work. He got another rap at it. But it's Sutter coming out. Sutter feeds it into the Edmonton zone. And Pure stops it for Honey. Curry there. Krushelnyski with Gretzky. Krushelnyski moving up on the play. Dumped it into the corner, and here's Gretzky. He's bumped off the puck. Sinisalo gets it out into the center ice area. 8:25 left in the third as Anderson is on the ice and in. Anderson right in. Scores! What a goal! He's been flying all night, but not as high as this.
He comes off the bench to take this pass, and here's what Anderson can do. Beat one guy and go in and make a play. And maybe Denny Savard, and I say maybe, he gets more spectacular goals than Anderson. I don't know. This is a spectacular effort by one of the more colorful players in the National Hockey League.
11:40, the time of the tying goal by Anderson, and what a picture goal that was. Greg got the assist, but he just rolled it up the center as Anderson left the bench, and then it was all Glenn Anderson. He danced, jumped, skated, and pumped his way through and rifled a bullet on the stick side of Hextall.
1 versus 3, but really, he does beat Crossman with a fake outside in, and you respect Anderson's speed so much that when he doesn't go wide and comes back inside on you, he can catch you by surprise, and I think he caught Crossman by surprise.
And Anderson has ignited the sellout of 17,532. They're jumping here at the Northlands Coliseum. Now, with 8:10 left in the third, and Messier turning it on. Anderson is with him. Poked away, and a bullet shot from the line by Nielsen. There's Nielsen picking it up again. Going in. Anderson nearly got a break in front of the net. Oilers afire now. Anderson again. Driving. Knocked down. There's going to be a penalty to Philadelphia. Play is called a holding penalty against the Flyers. It's tough to stop Anderson.
Oh, Glenn Anderson tried to put another dazzling display on the same defenseman, Crossman, and watch him cut to the net. And Crossman, Buddy Ryan of the Philadelphia Flyers would like Crossman the way he had to tackle Anderson. And Anderson is a player also who draws a lot of penalties just like that because of his great burst of speed, balance, and strength.
And there's the time left in the third period, 7:43. Edmonton still with it. Messier now. Messier around the net. Pass to the other side. Now Lowe. He tried to drive it in for Anderson. Standing to the right of Hextall. Messier again. Gretzky to Lowe. Power play, Edmonton. Gretzky. That's deflected high on the glass. Lowe stopped it. Sutter failed to get it out. Gretzky can't handle that wicked pass. It's still inside the line. Kept in there by Gregg. Now Sutter finally clears it down.
And Glenn Sather's made a little change in the power play. Rather than put Coffey and Ruotsalainen out there, he had Lowe and Gregg.
There's Messier, but he passed it back too far this time. Huddy. Curry. And he lobs it in for Huddy. Huddy going after it. On with the brakes. Looking for Curry back in the line. He slapped at it. Huddy played it ahead. It went by Nielsen. Gretzky over there missed it. Coffey speeding in. Here's Poulin intercepting the pass, and he'll clear it out. Go with it. To center, and he's in there. Poulin from the left side centered it. McKinnon was covered and couldn't get a shot. They're still after it, though. It comes in front, and Coffey strikes Nielsen. Curry and Gretzky. Gretzky to Curry. Oh! Hextall just barely got a piece of the puck. Firepower here now. Edmonton Oilers on this play to the side of the net. Gretzky. Rebound. And Huddy there. Winds up. Let her go, and Gretzky hustles after it. To Nielsen. Nielsen out front alone. Oh, another big save by Hextall. Can't believe this. Coffey now whipped a shot on the leg. Curry to Coffey. Out of skate, and he lost it. The penalty is over. Finally, says Mike Keenan. Boy, they're in again. Coffey. That's blocked. Samuelson, the big guy, falling in front of Coffey's glass. Ruotsalainen steered it up again, and here they come. They're in with a backhander, and Hextall says, what is going on? And he hangs on to it. Torrid pace set by the Oilers. When they want to go, you can hardly see them.
Like trying to stop a rainstorm, Bob. How do you do it?
And this one is a torrential rainstorm. The Oilers trailing 2-1. Have come on to tie it. And they're for real. They want to get that lead back. Philadelphia trying to protect that one-goal lead, but it was a blitz by Edmonton. We're 2-2 now with 5 minutes 10 left in the third period. Philadelphia pressing again. Tompkins on the corner. McTavish all over him. Here's Hutman going in after it. McTavish stopped him. Tompkins has the puck. McTavish got a piece of him. Look at McTavish work. On the boards, McTavish ran into Howe. He's had a big shift in 20 seconds. McTavish has. Derek Smith, long shot. Fjord Lundin, we're tied 2-2. 4:35 left in the third period. Ruotsalainen around the net, looking for some room. Throws the pass away up to center. McTavish. He's in there. McTavish slides it through. Hunter didn't see it. Hextall did and made the save. Flyers get it to center. Too far for Sinisalo. It was Messier. Messier breaking for the net. The backhander stopped by Hextall. Now near center ice. Ekman is tied up by Nielsen. Crossman bounced it ahead to Ekman. He didn't play it. 4 minutes left, third period. We're tied at 2. Here's Lowe to the other side. Randy Gregg, the pass ahead. Flyers intercept, but they're offside at the Edmonton blue line.
Well, one of the problems Philadelphia has now is that they tried to lay back and defend the whole period with a one-goal lead. Now Edmonton, who have been storming to get the tire, and they finally get it. Now Philadelphia has to score not to lose this game. And that momentum, it's hard to find. It's in the rink here somewhere. But boy, when you haven't had it for 8 or 10 or 12 minutes, it's a very elusive little obstacle. And Edmonton, I think, have their hands on all of it at the moment.
Gretzky, at 45 seconds into the second period, gave the Oilers a lead. Smith tied it for Philadelphia. Propp, a go-ahead goal in the second for the Flyers. and Anderson, a beautiful goal at 11:40 here in the third. And it's 2-2. 3:45 remaining. Third period. Tikkanen dropped it back. Coffey's pass out to center ice. Mark Howe taking a look. Get ahead. Now he comes to center, and in goes Mellanby. Mellanby trying to get away from Honey. Centered it. And a penalty coming up against the Edmonton Oilers with 3:30 remaining in the third period. And here's a big chance for Philadelphia.
Well, Lindsey Carson was going to the net without the puck as Mellanby was trying to get outside Huddy with the puck, and he hauled him down, did Yari Curry, and he'll serve 2 minutes at a very critical time. This is Mellanby trying to get outside Huddy, and you can see in front of the net as Carson's trying to get to a place where he can score from, he's tripped. And the referee's kind of rule of thumb is, I have to call a penalty if you take a scoring chance away. And Van Hellemond, more than any other official in the National League, will pay less attention to the clock and call the penalty if he thinks he has to call it.
Well, only 3:30 remaining in the third period, and this is a very, very important power play for Philadelphia. It's going to be Sutter, Propp, Crossman, Howe, and Ekman. Messier, Coffey, McTavish is on there again, and Honey. They'll try to kill it. Back of the net, in the corner now, Sutter to Ekman, out to the line. Oilers would love to keep them on the outside, far out like that, and Howe's there again to Propp. Coffey ran into him. Howe kept it in, Sutter to the corner, to Ekman. Ekman centered it, right in there. Another shot, and it went off the stick, the second one. Crossman had a go at it. Howe can't keep it in. Howe flipped it back in from center ice. Minute 20 left in the penalty. Coffey hangs on to it, now clears it down the ice.
And Bob, how badly do you think Philly would like to have Big Kerr in their lineup now, just for 2 minutes?
Just for another 1:07, somewhere in that area. He would likely score, yes. He's injured, of course, and Propp is taking his place. Well, that low shot, he bounces in front. Dewar down at center. Dewar up, and he made a save. Dewar was up and down again, and up again, and Flyers thought they had one there.
And the net came off about halfway through that scramble, and Van Hellemond wanted to make sure it was off before he blew the whistle. It came right around the net. Looked down, and sure enough, the net was off. I don't think the Flyers would have got another chance, but had that goal gone in when it looked like it might have, here's where the net comes off. Now, the net's off now. But look at the chance the Flyers are going to get with the net off. There's Andy running around. See that? Boy, that would have been a tough call if that puck had gone in with Van Hellemond knowing the net's off. Can he get the whistle to his mouth fast enough to blow it before the puck goes in?
Well, the play was dead with that net off the magnet, and a face-off will be to the right of Cure. We don't know when this game is going to end because it gets down to that overtime stuff. But whenever it's over, don't forget our Molson 3 stars. 2:24 left in regulation time. 54 seconds on this power play for Philadelphia. 2-2 is the score. Game 2.
When both teams are playing this well, Bob, let's be honest with me. You're like me, you hope it doesn't end.
It's gonna, baby. We just don't know when. And after the 4 overtimes in Washington, we're not going to make any predictions. That's the end of that. Sutter against Messier. Messier won a draw, but then couldn't clear it. Propp is back of the net. Philadelphia pressing on this power play. It's centered. Oh, and it went off Crossman's stick. He had the stick. The blade turned a bit, and it immediately went flying into the seats.
That puck coming over to Crossman had a ripple on it. It was rolling a little bit, and Crossman looked up. He knew the puck was going to hit the blade of his stick, and he was looking up to see whether he should shoot it or pass it. And he probably has a very thin blade. And and then just hit on the top and deflected over the glass. A tough break for Philadelphia as Ron Sutter had his rear end right in Fuhr's face and had crossed and shot it. I don't know whether Fuhr could have seen it.
2:15 left in regulation time. 45 seconds left in the Edmonton penalty. Score tie. Sutter will be waved out. Waiting now for Eklund to come in on this draw against Messier. Messier will win it. Got it back to Coffey. Coffey waits for a bit and then shoots it down the ice. Hextall stopping it with 35 seconds left in the Edmonton penalty. Time running out for Philadelphia on this power play. Messier doing a good job there with Nielsen. Nielsen moving up with Messier and still has it. Nielsen shoots one, and Hextall has to be careful. And he makes the save with Messier standing there. 21 seconds left in the penalty to Yari Curry. And 1:51 remaining in regulation time.
Well, Glenn Sather, he's got a lot of guts, I'll tell you that. In a 2-2 game, with 1:51 to go, Kent Nielsen, hardly a defensive player by definition, is killing the penalty. Don't you think you'd be tempted to have Hunter up there?
He was out there and killed about 10 or 12 seconds of that penalty by holding the puck on a stick inside the Philadelphia line. He did not give it away. And then he ripped a pretty good shot at Hextall. 15 seconds left in the penalty. Flyers Sinisalo to center ice. Sinisalo breaking in there. But Coffey has it lined up and drops it. Sutter back in the net. Sinisalo, Sutter is in there. And Huddy made a big play in front of the net. Howe shoots, pulled it off the goal. The penalty is over. And from the scramble, they have it on the mesh back there. And only 1:24 left in regulation time.
Charlie Huddy made a big play taking the Philadelphia forward out because the puck came off the goaltender. But because Huddy had him tied up so well, there was no shot on goal. And that's a real pressure-packed, penalty-killing situation. Sinisalo misses a nice chance here, and there's Huddy. Takes the dive and knocks the puck away from Ron Sutter.
Messier had made a big move on Sinisalo to hold his stick. Just leaned on him. 1:24 left. 2-2. Gretzky standing up. Anderson over the boards. He's coming on.
You know why Gretzky's standing up? He's hoping Sather sees him and thinks, oh yeah, I better put 99 out there.
Forgot I had you. Sure.
I think when they clear the zone, you're going to find that McTavish 14 comes off. Sather has him out there in case Messier gets thrown out of the face-off circle. Their second-best face-off man, McTavish, will go in, and Gretzky will jump out and play left wing to finish the game with 1:24 to go.
On the face-off, quick shot by Tocchet off the side of the net. Flyers try to keep it in. There's Tocchet again. Tocchet behind the goal. He's knocked down, got up again, low without his stick, trying to tie up the Philadelphia player. Tocchet kicks it at Fuhr, and the goaltender decides enough is enough. We'd better get a face-off with Kevin Lowe playing without a stick. And now only 1:05 left in the third period.
Well, it was a heads-up play by Lowe, who played without a stick and didn't tackle the guy, which often happens. And Fuhr, knowing Lowe was in trouble, held the puck at the first opportunity. And there's Tocchet getting some last-minute instructions from Mike Keenan, the coach. And I'm sure he's saying, be careful not to center the puck. If you haven't got a guy out in front of the net, and you have it behind the icing line, in the clear, hang on to it, because you can center that puck, they get it, and catch our whole forward line and have a 3-on-2 or a 4-on-2, and we lose the game after having possession in the Edmonton zone.
Well, this is a huge face-off to the left of Fuhr with Messier out to take it against Eklund. Now, he won one the last time he faced Eklund rather easily, and he makes it 2 for 2. But Eklund got loose after it. Centered it, and Messier was there to Anderson. McTavish up on the play, a minute left. McTavish flipped it in. Hextall out of the net. Stopped it there with 53 seconds left. Here's Coffey moving up. Coffey's shot deflected away. In back of the net, but Clement to the other side. And Kropp gets it out to Tackett. He's racing in, shoots. And Brent Fuhr got a piece of it. 35 seconds left. Howe moving up. It's tipped in front of Fuhr. And the save was made. Oilers dump it out. 30 seconds left in regulation time. Here in game 2. Ekman misses one. Howe coming across center. He just dumps it into the Edmonton zone. Fuhr covering with 15 seconds left in regulation time. There's Coffey starting away to the right side. Curry. And here comes Hunter after him. Hunter shoots. And he throws it wide. It's centered with 5 seconds left. And we're going to overtime, folks, here in game 2 as the siren ends to end the third period.
Well, I think overtime is fair to both teams. I hope a bad goal doesn't decide it, but this game has been a very evenly matched performance and a superb one at that.
Philadelphia were ahead 2-1 when Anderson caught fire, and look what he does.
Glenn Anderson will save the tape of this, baby. They don't come any better than that, especially when you're in the Stanley Cup Final.
So Anderson goal tied it at 11:40 of the third period. Edmonton were pressing and pressing for the go-ahead, which never came.
Well, you can see that Crossman got caught moving laterally to his left. Anderson came back to the right, got in alone.
The shots over 3 periods. Flyers 32, Oilers 30. Our Stanley Cup playoff coverage continues in a moment.
The Philadelphia Flyers and Edmonton Oilers, 2 games in OT on April 21. Glenn Anderson scored for the Oilers. They beat the Winnipeg Jets 3-2, and Ilkeston Asalo helped the Flyers win Game 1 against Montreal in the Prince of Wales Championship 4-3 at 9:11 of overtime. The shortest and longest of the playoffs, Glenn Anderson at 36 seconds for Edmonton against Winnipeg. Well, the longest goal to arrive came compliments of Pat LaFontaine in the 4th overtime period as the Islanders beat the Caps. Bob Cole called that game. It's 1 o'clock in the morning in Newfoundland. Bob, how about the summary?
Well, this one is just about ready to get underway. Overtime, that is, in a hectic first period that saw the Flyers outshoot the Oilers 15-9. There was no scoring. In the second, 3 goals, 2 of them by Philadelphia. Gretzky at 45 seconds when the Oilers had a 2-man advantage. And then Smith tied it for Philadelphia at 13:20. Kropp, the go-ahead goal at 16:23. Then Anderson at 11:40 of the third on a picture goal. And here we are in overtime. By the way, that goal by Anderson ties him with Bernie Boom Boom Geoffrion for 19th on the all-time list. 117 points for Anderson. Overtime is underway here in game 2. Puck dumped ahead. Messier wants to end it quickly with Nielsen. Anderson is also up there on the play. Marsh around the net and coming back for Philadelphia. It's cleared to center. Marsh takes the shot. Fjord gloves it down. High drive and just got rid of it in a hurry. It's Messier again with Anderson shooting. Oh, the low shot had Hextall beaten, and it just missed the post. It's in the mesh, and they call it.
Well, Brad Marsh is complaining that Anderson used his stick on him, and of course Marsh feels those high sticks more than the guys with the helmets do. And Van Helleman's saying, put a helmet on, Brad, you won't have that problem. If Anderson's careless with his stick when you take him out, going in or coming off him, you're apt to feel it. But you're right, he didn't miss the net by much in that shot.
He had Hextall moving with him. Anderson was going to his left, and he quickly fired the shot. And it was low. Along the ice. Just missed. There's your lineup with Messier on the draw.
Now, he may go forward with it on his forehand. He's tried this a couple of times tonight. Let's look for it.
He's against Sutter. No easy opponent on the faceoff. They might not get a chance, Harry. They're waved out.
Right, and Sutter was probably told by the Flyer coach in the press box You have to stay with Messier after the draw. You can't let him go to the net with the puck or without it.
Sutter out, and Nielsen comes in. We're waiting for a flyer. And here he comes. Philadelphia winning the draw. That was Craven who won it. Now he's down there with Mellenby. And Mellenby shot a high one off the arm of Fuhr into the crowd. That's one thing in overtime, of course. You as a coach, you would tell the players every chance you get a clear sight at the net, let it fly.
It's never a bad play to shoot it. Some good things can happen from a shot that looks harmless. It bounces off the goalie. The goalie misjudged it. Somebody's there to tip the rebound in. And as often as not, a shot that you can't call a good percentage shot ends a hockey game in overtime.
Philadelphia, if they want to win a cup this year, has to win one game here in Edmonton. They have a shot at this one tonight here in overtime. Into the first minute of overtime. Puck stopped at the line and then out. Sutter slides it back. Flyers shoot it in. Fuhr out of the net. Steady it back there. Dropped ahead to McTavish. Howe can't stop him. Sutter has Messier tied up, and here's Anderson. Shoots. Oh, he throws it wide. But Big Hextall coming out. He hardly gave him anything to shoot at. Anderson, a good hard shot. Messier dancing away from a check near center. Flyers flip it down the ice. Nielsen swinging away with it. Yes, Tikkanen there. Tikkanen going in. Tikkanen is in. Shoots. Hit Howe against the net. Back of the goal. It's center. Greg. He was robbed. Gretzky. Tikkanen. He was robbed by Hextall. What a hockey game tonight. Wow. We're glad you're with us.
Well, certainly, neither team is trying to kill the overtime off. They're both trying to get it. And Edmonton came oh so close on that shift. And here's the guy that's responsible for the game still being on. There's one that hit Howe and went wide, but that's the first of about two here. Behind the net, not to Gretzky, to Curry, but he does a little Gretzky magic, and Greg comes off the point and misses the net. Steps right past Brian Propp, but here's the best chance. A bullet from Tikkanen, but he can't beat Hextall. Those wingers covering the point, they can't get turned around and watch the game because that defenseman will come into the spot, be all alone, and that's exactly what happened.
Gretzky is there against Sutter. On the draw, it is Sutter. And he leads a nice play down to Sinisalo. Lowe, though, has him covered. Watched them all the way coming in. Randy Gregg tipped it along the boards to Curry. Gretzky is on the move. Can't reach that pass. Crossman from center ice. That's blocked at the line. Sutter went in, dropped it back. Sinisalo can't get a shot. Craven back of the net, missed a chance to pick it up. Out is Curry. Curry with Gretzky coming in. Gretzky shoots. Hits the crossbar. Here's Gretzky again. Tikkanen. And he's banged on it. Gretzky nailed one on the bar. Tocchet shot. That misses. Coffey in there. Pump like Tocchet. Huddy got it out to center. Here is McSorley. McSorley up there. Tried to drive a pass into McTavish. He's on it. McTavish stopping, getting away from Eklund. Hit the side of the net with that setup. Charlie Huddy now flipping it into the corner. From the scramble, it's Mark Howe. McTavish all over him. Flyers dump it out to Eklund. Too far. Back in is McSorley. Just rolled it into the corner. McCrimmon bumped there by Hunter. Tocchet, soft pass ahead, doesn't get out. And Hextall grabs another one with McSorley coming in. And Big Hextall got his arms up on Big McSorley. And they're having words.
And for about the fourth time tonight, Philadelphia did not clear the puck, and it was kept in right at the blue line. And again, they were lucky to get away with it as Hextall made a nice stop with a dangerous Edmonton player right in front of him to tap any loose puck in. You have to get the puck out of the zone. You can't get it almost out. Here's the crossbar shot. Hextall may have got a bit of it, but he heard that sound that relieved the pressure. And the only bad news would have been that it hits the bar and goes in. But when it makes the loud noise that it makes, it never goes in. It's those chinks that go in.
That was almost dead on. I think it went up about 90 degrees. Bingo. Great play by Gretzky, faking the shot and then ripping it on. High off the crossbar, though. Messier again. Nielsen and Anderson. There's Craven for Philadelphia. Dragged to the ice by Anderson. Crossman up on the puck. Comes to the line to center. And there's a penalty behind the play. I think two of them will go. Anderson and Craven were going at it, or seemed as if they would go at it for real. They'll both go.
Well, Anderson gave Craven a facial massage with his glove. Craven didn't appreciate it, and as he fell, he came around with a stick and slashed Anderson. And I think Philadelphia might be happy that the guy that most likely to end this game is going to sit in the penalty box for 2 minutes. Here it is right here. Now, right here's Craven. See him hold the stick there? He just took a facial, and here he swings it. And Van Hellemond gets them both out of there.
So, coincident minors, Craven holding, Anderson slashing here. 3:16 of overtime. Zazzle with Poulin. And Sinisalo for Philadelphia. Messier with Nielsen. And he's in there, Messier shoots. Stopped by Crosby. Krushelnyski, the other forward on that line for Edmonton. A long pass too far for Poulin. Gregg moving up on it to Nielsen. Nice play to center. Here's Messier again. Messier with Nielsen coming in. Shooting. That was blocked in front of Hextall. Zazzle with one man back. Blows back there. Shot by Zazzle. Deflected by Fjord into the crowd. They play 3:51 of sudden death overtime in Game 2, the best-of-7 Stanley Cup final. Oilers lead the series 1-0 on their 4-2 win.
And the Philadelphia defensemen, Howe, Crossman, and Marsh, have blocked 3 shots from dangerous area in front of the goal that Ron Hextall never had to stop. Now, if one of those pucks just misses the defenseman or kicks them and change direction, these players are in the dressing room by now.
Eklund against McTavish. Here's Curry. Pass in behind Gretzky. McCrimmon moving up on Gretzky now. Backhands it in wide of the Edmonton net. That's McTavish in trying to get it loose. It goes around the net on the other side is Gretzky. He slapped it out to McTavish. McTavish to center. And it's Coffey coming in with a head of steam. Coffey couldn't hit the far corner. Eklund tapped at it. Gretzky stole it. Gretzky in there. Drives it. And off the lane, McTavish falls. Gretzky tried to center it and did. Curry there after it. Curry slapped one in. Out of the net is Hextall. And he shoots it down to center ice. Here is Propp going up. Dropped it back. Crockett take the shot. Crockett ripped it in front. Scramble for it. Propp can't get loose. He's tied up. 3 players down, and the goaltender was the 4th. And he grabs it. Propp was tied up, trying to find it. Actually, he tried to kick it out with his skate onto his stick.
Well, I think if we look at the replay here, we have one on this scramble. The Edmonton defenseman, Charlie Huddy, had a hold of Propp's stick. And how frustrating, because the puck was right there, and Propp couldn't pull a stick loose. So he kicked it. And here's how it all starts. And the puck's sitting right in there. Propp's trying to get his stick loose, but you can see Huddy's got it. And Propp still can't get it loose. And finally, Huddy falls on it. Here's Night Train Lane coming down the ice. He goes outside, but he bails out instead of going across in front of the net. And maybe it's a good thing he did, because look what's coming. The 6:07.
Coffey turning on the Jets, and Howe gave him very little room to get in for a shot at Hextall. He just stabbed at it. Philadelphia winning the draw. Marsh shot. Yore had that one labeled. Saw it all the way. Kevin Lowe is there. Philadelphia forechecking. Randy Gregg slapped at the other side. Pushiniski gets it out of the zone. They played 5-10 of overtime. Out near center. Oilers can't move in with it. Fires. Mellanby is in. Mellanby stops. Set it up in front. And Derek Smith was tied up before he could get a shot. It's cleared to center. Marsh moving up to Mellanby. At center ice, Scott Mellanby turns back near his own line. Then he threw it ahead to Smith, and he missed it. Here's Messier again, leaving it for Nielsen into Messier. He didn't anticipate that return pass. Zessel moving up with Poulin. Poulin on the boards, and there goes Zessel. He can't center it. Hunter is stopping him. Zessel going down. Up back up. Poulin to Sinisalo. Sinisalo played it on the other wing. And then Messier again. Dumped it down on the right boards. And it rolls all the way into the corner. But Kremen bumped by Hunter. Kremen's long pass near center. Three fires in. Eklund gets ready to make the play. Stopping. Now he centers it. And Charlie Huddy. And slammed out back there for Edmonton tonight. Made another fine defensive play. Eklund missed it. McSorley is in. Winds up. Now he can't shoot it as Howe stopped him. Drop turning. Drop ahead to Eklund. He's coming up on the play with pocket. Another hard shot. Boy, did he shoot it.
I think he fooled Grant Fuhrer with that shot. Now, Philadelphia has played this overtime with only 4 defensemen. Samuelson and Stanley haven't played at all. Stanley's hardly played at all tonight. And Samuelson seems to have played less as the game wore on. And that's quite a toll to take on 4 defensemen to put up with these Edmonton forwards. Rush after rush, and here we are into the 4th period. It may end up being the difference. And you will see Mike Keenan change his defense, not at the same time he changes forward. He's trying it now. So what he might say is the forwards, I want a 40 or 50-second shift out of you, but I'm going to change the defense after every 20 or 30 if I get the chance to do it. This is a tough change for both teams because their bench is furthest away from their zone.
Gretzky again with Curry and Tikkanen. Charlie Huddy slapped it into Gretzky. Gretzky gets the zone. Now he hangs on to it, slides it in front. Coffey centered it. Score! The Oilers in the corner down there celebrating. There they are. Overtime victory tonight. Curry. Coffey and Gretzky setting it up.
Wayne Gretzky got the puck. He did a stop and turn play on the board. Gave it to Coffey, and Coffey faked the shot. That held the defenseman and the goalie, and he slid it over to Curry, and Curry shot it in. Here's the play. Gretzky comes down here, starts outside. Makes another turn. Now Coffey comes late. There he is. I swear he's going to shoot it. Over to Curry, and Curry puts it in. Hextall had no chance.
6:50 the time of this scoring play. Gretzky again, hanging on to it. He sees Coffey, as Harry just pointed out, and Coffey sees Curry.
And the problem the Flyers had was they had 3 people deep, and nobody stayed out to wait for Coffey coming. Now wait, we'll see it better right here. There's 3 Flyers, only 1 Oiler. By the time they go out to Coffey, Curry's in the clear and it's in the net.
The shots are even through the game, 34 apiece, but Edmonton gets the overtime goal. And the final score is Edmonton 3, Philadelphia 2.
Here, the second is Ron Hextall, and the third, Yari Curry. That's the final. Oilers lead the series 2-0. Thanks from all of us, and good night.
Live on CBC. Live on CBC, Hockey Night in Canada.
So from Paul Coffey at 6:50 on SportsCenter, we will talk with Yari Curry. That's just a minute from now. Now to close up the regular game portion, let's go back to Mike Emmerich and Bill Clement. But we'll be right back with Yari Curry in a moment.
Well, this one took 3 hours and 20 minutes, and this was a tribute to the championship quality of both teams.
And to the goalies especially. Grant Fuhr was spectacular at his end, and Ron Hextall in the loss was equally as spectacular.
And the player of the game, Bill.
Well, we have to go back to the beginning of the game for that great feed from Yari Curry to Wayne Gretzky to open the scoring for Edmonton. But we don't have to look too far back to see Yari Curry's winning goal. So our Hartford Insurance player of the game with the winning goal in overtime is Yari Curry. Hartford Insurance, the insurance people of ITT, present our player of the game.
And here he is, Yari Curry, who has gotten his 12th goal in these playoffs to make it a 2-0 series for the Oilers as they head to Philadelphia. This is an Oilers team that has played 6 games on the road in the playoffs and has won them all. Yari Curry will be Tom Mee's guest on SportsCenter immediately after. The final score of our game, the Edmonton Oilers 3, the Philadelphia Flyers 2. For Bill Clement, Mike Emmerich saying good night for now from the Northlands Coliseum.